From Software. Ever heard of them? If you haven't, they're the guys who invented Dark Souls, which is the Dark Souls of Dark Souls, thanks for asking. When you think of their name, you probably think of fantasy settings, bonfires, grueling boss fights, and a whole lot of rolling all over the place. They're also famous for making their games feel like you're getting a colonoscopy every time you play them. These kinds of games with this formula are what From Software are known for making. But way back in August of 2023, FromSoft dropped a little game called Armored Core 6: Fires of Rubicon. And it is not exactly that stuff. It's something else. I don't typically like mech games. Whenever I see an ad for another game about tanks or mechs, I usually just mentally check out. I don't think I'm prejudiced against mechs or anything. I mean, that's one of my must-have stratagems in Helldivers too. I think I just feel a certain lack of stakes in what I'm looking at. Like, everything I'm looking at just feels like it's fake or lifeless. But AC6 is the exception to that rule, because I fucking love this game. I don't give a shit if people aren't really talking about it anymore. I need to have a video about this game on my channel because, I mean, I can't think of another game that makes me feel like Megatron on coke the way this game does.
You're not really into politics. Okay, it's fair enough. But what are you into? Transformers?
Obviously.
Where most of FromSoft's previous games require a lot more patience and fortitude to get into them, AC6 is about being the most spastic, insane bullshit mech on the battlefield. Well, I mean, these mechs are specifically called ACs, but don't get it twisted, they're a lot cooler than that type of AC you're thinking of. I would just like to take this moment to formally crown you as the king of unfunny jokes. Oh, thank you. My own crown. Neat. Can I wear it? Yeah, come on, hurry up. You got a video that people clicked on. In Armored Core 6, you aren't struggling to make it to the next agonizing boss fight. You're a one-man army flying at 1,000,000 miles an hour, firing nukes and goddamn flamethrowers. If you are not pressing every single button on the controller while screaming like a retarded caveman during gameplay, you're doing it wrong. This game is basically what I imagine was happening when I used to play with Bionicles, and that's really the best way I can describe it. Where the fun of FromSoft's other games comes from overcoming that grueling crawl to victory, the fun of AC6 comes from quickly building something that looks cool, and then absolutely annihilating the opposition with it. Progression is directly tied to upgrading and customizing your AC, and the build potential is insane. From all of the totally badass armor options to all the different weapons. I mean, we got machine guns, miniguns, laser guns, shotguns, swords, flamethrowers, bazookas, and whatever the fuck this thing is supposed to be. And that's without mentioning the fact that you can also have a weapon on each shoulder. You can totally wield 4 rockets at the same time if you want. Do you want to prioritize bullet damage, laser damage, explosive damage, or fucking sword damage? Do you want to prioritize speed with a lighter, skinnier mech? Or armor with something a little more thick? Do you want to crawl on all 4 legs like a fucking weirdo, or do you want to roll around like a goddamn tank? The possibilities for experimentation are endless. You could grind currency to forge a total piece of shit toaster mech, or you could end up accidentally creating the Destroyer of Worlds. I call this one Wall-E Mark II, and it fucks. It fucks hard.
I am talking scorched earth, motherfucker! I will massacre you!
I will fuck you up!
I love games that have a great movement system. Movement that makes you feel fast and totally free without delay. And if AC6 has anything, it is that. For a game about gargantuan mechs unleashing hell at each other, the traversal is surprisingly graceful. Flying and boosting around never feels clunky, and I love how you just effortlessly glide across the levels with the elegance of an ice skater. This game should have been called Megatron. Yeah. Fuck me, that was bad. That was fucking bad. This is a small thing, sorta, but I love the sheer scale in this game. You pilot a mech that's the size of a damn apartment complex. Things like trees and cars are just so tiny in comparison to you. Of course, it's easy to forget that while lasers and rockets are flying at you all the time, but every now and then, your eyes are hit with the sight of another man-made structure that just absolutely dwarfs you. The wall, the Strider, this fucking hole to hell. I love that even though you're piloting a mech that could totally curb stomp a boss like Millennia out of existence, you're still able to feel the immense scale of Rubicon. As far as the story goes, I actually appreciate it a lot more than Elden Ring's story, due to the mere fact that people aren't speaking in damn Elvish like they normally do in FromSoft games.
Hark, my lord Godfrey, we commend your deeds. Guidance hath delivered ye through each ordeal to the place ye stand. Put the giants to the sword and confine the flame atop the mount. Let a new epoch begin, an epoch glistening with life. Brandish the Elden Ring for the age of the Erdtree.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Armored Core 6's story is a lot more straightforward and comprehensible for me than those games, and when the story actually gets to breathe, it's just great sci-fi. There's a whole lot of important exposition and lore involved with this game that I just do not have the time to include in this video, but if I had to be brief, I'd say that Armored Core 6's story is about a cold world where megacorporations such as Balaam and Arquebus destroy each other with big-ass mechs over this rare energy-based resource called Coral.
That's where you come in.
You play as a voiceless mercenary AC pilot that takes jobs from these opposing corporations while under the service of your handler, Walter. And the story becomes morally complicated once you learn that the coral you guys are all fighting over turns out to be housing the consciousness of living beings. People are a resource.
Yikes! That's gonna be a fucking yikes from me, holy shit.
But if all that shit sounds boring as hell, well, the story also has a giant metal worm, so yeah.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
If you like sci-fi stories about oppressed beings fighting back against their abusers, you'd appreciate this game's story.
Once something's alive, it doesn't die easy.
You'd also like this game's story if you like hearing really badass one-liners. But I mean, that's just a FromSoft staple.
Buddy, there's no graver threat than power without purpose.
Also, let's not forget to mention that you play as an augmented slave man in the narrative, so if you like being referred to as a number or a dog, you'll probably like this game.
We're close to Rubicon. Wake the dog up.
This better not awaken anything in me.
I do wish that we could have seen what the characters inside these mechs actually look like, though. Like, how does it work inside there? Do they just control everything from a chair, or is it something more involved like in Pacific Rim? And they do control it from the head part, right? I mean, if they do, I wonder what it's like being inside Walter's mech. Armored Core 6? More like Armored Snore Sucks. Fires of Dumpster. Fires. Expand on that point. It's boring. It's hardly a challenge. I mean, the game literally aims for you. You know, even if you are right, you're still wrong. You know what I mean? No, not really. Is this game sort of lacking in the difficulty department?
Obviously.
Do I care?
No.
For how much this game costs, it might seem like a ripoff to just destroy this game in a few days, but I was alright with that. Once again, I feel that I have to make the retarded statement that this game is not Elden Ring or Dark Souls. It's not a game about having reptilian reflexes or patience. It's about mashing fucking bionicles together. It is accelerated video game junk food, and it's good junk food. It's at least Funyuns.
Funyuns? Funyuns are awesome.
FromSoft has given me some of the best experiences I've ever had in gaming, but I wish they made more games like this. I wish they made more games that feel fresh and totally off-brand for what they're known for. Sure, Armored Core 6 is technically a continuation of an ancient IP, but if FromSoft proved anything to me with this game, it's that they can experiment with other genres. They can go places that they aren't really known for. I don't know what FromSoft has in store for the future, but I have complete confidence in whatever game it is they're planning on making next. Unless it's something that has to do with Night Rain, which, in that case, burn it. Please, FromSoft, just let the last cinders of that game burn and make something new. Thanks for watching.